what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it. Hey, I want to talk about, so there was that CBS article yesterday that was, I actually didn't fully read it, but very much going after LSU, saying Brian Kelly has lost the locker room, which has led to a lot of people being asked, has Brian Kelly lost the locker room? I'm not in that locker room, so while I don't feel like it has, outside looking in, I'm not in there. Jake, you have been in that locker room. Would you say that have they turned on Coach Kelly?
No, not at all. So I did have a chance to travel with the team for the first time, calling the games now this year. If, turning on their coach is them dancing all together in the locker room and the players were like popping BK's collar.
Yeah.
Like that's what I saw after the win. I saw interactions after the game with players walking by BK, dapping him up, and they were like hooting and hollering about the win. I saw players on the plane talking with Coach Kelly, dapping him up, laughing, having a good time. So, no, nothing could be farther from the truth than what I saw with my own eyes. So I don't know whose sources, I don't know where a report like that comes from. But I saw not just Brian Kelly, the entire coaches, like Blake Baker having great conversations, Joe Sloan having great conversations, Brad Davis. And so when I read that report, I was like, I don't know who these sources are because that's not what I saw with my own eyes.
Here's what Kyren Lacy had to say about an AFR.
My guy, Coach Kelly, man, it's amazing because he literally transformed me as a player, like not just on the field, but off of the field. My mental has grown. It's not about me anymore. It's about the team. So he made me realize that I have to put the team first and everything else is going to come. So when I always talk about the little details, I get that from Coach Kelly because when you sit back and watch and really pay attention, the little details do show up. The little details that you think don't show up, they show up every single time. So when I talk about details, discipline, winning, because we all want to win. Coach Kelly always emphasizes win, what's important now. So that's how I go about it. Coach Kelly helped me tremendously on and off of the field.
So that right there, I think that's pretty fascinating. That is a player who has been in the process now for 3 years, and that is a player who is espousing all of the values of the process, the daily accountable habits, daily positive accountable habits, accountability to your brother, being detail-oriented, being process-oriented, not results-oriented. So, no, I feel pretty comfortable. And to be clear, you ask who the sources are, Jake. Teams have a lot of guys on them. Not everybody's happy. And at the end of the day,
it's like any business.
Yeah, Kelly's your boss.
Yeah, you if you pulled everybody from this business together and asked, do you like your superior, you would have some that would disagree.
Always.
You'd have a majority that would agree and a small fraction that would disagree. But and I just pulled this up. To have a headline like LSU lucky, a road win in the SEC, go fly a kite. LSU lucky to escape South Carolina, but Tigers facing deeper disconnect. What's not adding up? Imagine one, writing that article, feeling good about it. Also imagine turning that into your editor. And then thirdly, imagine your editor seeing that and being like, yeah, we're going to run with this.
That probably makes the editor, a little hot and bothered now because that is the type of article that's going to generate.
Yeah, but you lose credibility to a lot of people as well, though.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even have a problem with the lucky part of it. Again, I don't care. People want to call you lucky.
And an official headline like that, though, when you're not a team site and you're just covering college football, personally, I wouldn't put it in there.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you would have called me lucky. I don't care. I got the dub, And I can know at the end of the day, I lay my head down on the pillow we had a couple breaks, but we had to take advantage of said breaks. We saw they come up with the heroic moments to win the game. So you say lucky, I say, okay, good. Sometimes it's better be lucky than good. I mean, because trust me when I say it will go the other way. You are going to have moments this year where the bad breaks go against you and you have to seek to overcome them. And it will be, now the interesting thing is it takes the same ability to overcome adversity that you showed in this game, along with some good luck, to overcome the bad luck when it rears its ugly face as well. So Bradyn Swinson was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Here's what Bradyn Swinson had to say about this Swinson 3, Alondra. Here's what Swinson had to say about getting 3 sacks on Saturday.
I feel like that's just like off the strength of my grandmother passing and everything, and her just watching over me and everything. So I really just put that towards her and give all the credit to her and all of our coaches and everything. But my teammates really set me up, though. If you really look at the film, they was there setting it up. It wasn't just me out there going to get it. They had them caged in. We focused on caging in the scrambling quarterbacks a lot.
I mean, there you go. Again, an answer that starts individually and immediately pays homage to somebody who meant a lot in his life, and then it goes to his teammates. Here's Swinson on the mindset to come back from such a large deficit.
We got a mental edge thing that we always do. We always, we start off in the summer, and even in the spring, we always have like something called mental edge, where we always talk about mental traits, where we can always have things where like you have mental self-talk and just things like that, just like to keep your mentality strong. And it's like, as a team, we came together as an offense and defense. If y'all saw like late in the game, when the offense was up, the defense was right there with them. When the defense was up, the offense was like up there with us. So it was really a connected thing. Like we're a real connected team. And once we got all that together, everything's starting to get together piece by piece. So when things get bad, we don't flinch. We just go out there and attack.
Interesting. More process, team together.
You know what? And also, like, as we're sitting here, and I hadn't spent too much time thinking about it because honestly, for me, there's nothing to that. And so it's just trying to get, clicks and attention to your article. But do you think a team, honestly, that had a disconnect with their head coach could be down 17 points on the road at Williams-Brice, one of the better venues we have in the country?
Yeah.
With it turned up to its peak, College game day, hadn't been there in a decade, all of that, sold out. I was in the building. It was bananas. Do you think that a team, if they did not have a connection with their head coach and their coaching staff, could be able to get down like that and find a way to get back into the game one and then ultimately win the game if there was a disconnect? Like, think about that. And T, we've been on teams that have been all over the place. Sure.
Yeah.
If you had a true disconnect with the coaching staff, is there any way in your mind, and I'm not even rhetorical, I'm asking the question now, is there any way in your mind that you could say that you would believe that after seeing the way they held together down 17-0 in a hostile environment?
No, I
on the road in the
I mean, you
SEC?
never say never, but it would be highly unlikely. It would be highly unlikely.
From my experience in locker rooms, man, if you got down 17-0 and you didn't have a connection with your coaching staff, you would have packed it in. You would have said, I don't care. I ain't doing it. Doesn't really matter. They wouldn't be able to get the fight out of you. They would be speaking. They would be speaking to you, and you wouldn't hear a word they said.
Yeah, that's true. And the best teams are always the ones that are also, or if you're talking about the teams that maximize their potential, they're the ones who believe in one another and fight for one another. Here's Swinson 8 on them trying to bring the old LSU defense back.
I say gritty. I say we're trying to be nasty. We're trying to be violent, dominant, and we all trying to fly to the ball. I know you see, like, if somebody break a long run, we're all trying to, like, somehow trying to get there, I think that's what we're really trying to just be, a violent defense, bring back that old LSU defense that everybody loved, that you just running through somebody's helmet, you just running through somebody's face every time, That's our main thing.
So I love that answer because it goes back to what I was talking about yesterday, where if you just looked at the numbers, there are some numbers that are like, oh, man, things are still pretty bad, not getting that much better. But if you actually look closely and you watch, you see a better coached team. You see a team playing more cohesively. You see them playing with higher effort, still making a couple of critical errors, but doing it at 100 miles an hour. Like, it is better. And eventually, I do believe the numbers will fully catch up and reflect that improvement. Wow. Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.